Hi, YouTube. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, not bad. It's like above freezing here today. The snow's melting. It's just beautiful out. I had a turkey that I'm gonna make into turkey with gravy and took all the meat off the bones, but there was like so much left over. I took it out. I have by my outside kitty's water a black mat out there, and it's a heated water tank. So I put those treats out there for them so they could have a picnic. Just a nice day. There might be a little bit of noise. Doug's out there, so if he comes in not knowing I'm doing a video, you know. Oh, I got a little bit of a headache. Excuse me a minute. I'm gonna take a couple aspirins. Um, I'm going to be talking today about overcoming betrayal, which I am the expert. Believe me when I tell you that. You might be on your way to being pretty expertise on that too. So, unfortunately, the times we live in. So, just a minute. Yeah, betrayal stings, but the thing about it is rising above it, transcending it, how I use the hundreds, if not thousands, of betrayals to fuel my existence. I mean, I rise above it like this. So if somebody like hurts my feelings, and it's a repeated thing. I mean, if it's or not just even hurt feelings, it could be, real severe things or physical things or whatever that is. There's only so much, like, if it's a friendship, and say if they're dishonest or um cold or distant or whatever it is that doesn't match you. It's like upgrading your friends, or taking that time to be with yourself, think about your thoughts, think about what did you expect in that relationship, um, if it failed, or, if you didn't burn the bridge. I mean, like with me, if I run across people that I've like unsubbed to or whatever, I'll still be pleasant. I'll say hello, but to actually engage with people that I have left behind, I notice that there's a saying out there right now that has been my life motto. I do not chase, I replace. I mean, yeah, I can't replace my kids. I can't replace parents, but I can replace friends, you know. And I mean, even with the kids and the parent thing, I may not be able to replace you, but I can get you out of my life, you know. So I guess even with that, I guess I could go adopt a parent. Maybe I should go to a retirement home and find somebody to adopt me again, you know. Nah. But, if I didn't have grandchildren, I would consider being one of them. Like there's big brother, big sister, and grandma, with kids. There's that type of thing out there. Groups that will connect, like a elderly person with a kid for Christmas time, or reading to them, or different groups that do things. Yeah, but if you have somebody that's constantly disappointing you, you know, that's not normal. You know, if you have a friend, I mean, you can love them, but if she or he keeps doing the same type of things, and it just goes against your grain, goes against your nature. You have to make a decision if that is worth that in your life. See, for me, there was an open page where I was writing a story of a friendship. Well, I ripped that page out of the book and I'm writing a new chapter with new friends that I believe value me more on the level that what I deserve. Not just with intelligence, but intelligence helps if you're going to be assessing other human beings um, for friendships, you know, that that type of thing. So I don't know. I've been watching somebody getting betrayed. I mean, it happens all the time, but um, so I thought I'd talk about how I actually do rise above it through that pain, through that sting. I use it to do something creative or, clean my house, bake, maybe watch a video or whatever. I had somebody like make a joke, or was it a joke about me being like a live stream surfer, or um what was the word, like a groupie or something. Something kind of half funny, but it wasn't funny. No, I mean, I've had limited human contact for a very long time. I mean, I've gone a decade, almost 20 years one time, without even having a hug from another human being. Um, and a decade with no physical contact many times in my life. And very few people can actually say that, So for me to be out looking for companionship and friends, it's not something I have always done, you know. I was not looking for a relationship. When I moved up here to Doug's, I had a house that was built on sand and it was infested with fleas. I did not know that. Even bombing it didn't help. But so when I moved up here, it was um out of desperation. Seriously, so, you know. Um so I wasn't really looking for like the friendship. Yeah, we had been friends for some time before I even moved in. So, but living with somebody and being friends with somebody is two entirely different things, you know, I found out. But it's not like I didn't know him or anything. It's more, okay, I don't feel the need to control other people. And some people do. Doug's very much like that. Of course, I want things my way, but I don't feel the need to try and jack another person's life around to make that come true. There's people that will say and do things and make like baiting videos and stuff. It's like, um, and if you fall for it, I mean, once I'm done with somebody, whether I'm in their presence or I can't, um, haven't been able to have things exactly my way in my life, you know, or the friends around me that I require and will, what's the word? yeah, I'm going to acquire better friends. I've been on a friend quest upgrade. I'm not really, that's about all I'm doing in my life that means the most to me right now. It might be for a lot of other people. Human connection is a very big deal. And I know much of my life, even though I was forced to be out in the public eye, I don't mind it now. I did mind it when I was forced to do it, like as a child, those types of situations. But I don't, I mean, I enjoy even large groups, but uh, to me, a few good friends would be plenty, you know? So I'm not going to waste my time. I can't. You can't keep getting hurt over and over again by the same person and think that it's going to change. I mean, a year, two, three, four, five, whatever, pretty soon you're catching on that this person has some sort of agenda and you're not a part of it. You might be what they need to make their agenda go around, but you don't have to be. And then you make the decision whether or not you're going to be a part of somebody else's plan, you know. And I don't operate like that with people, so I distance myself from people that do that type of thing, you know. So, I mean, I had somebody talking about maybe I'm not realizing the strength of, like, if somebody's into witchcraft or a magi or whatever. I have not had a choice from being separate from that type of force that I would rather not even have to encounter, but is trying to control me. Some of you might feel that way too, but I am saying I was intentionally created by the dark cabal to control me. And a lot of us were, whether you know it or not. It could be a actual thing in your life where they have followed different personality types for different reasons. And that's what it is. So just a minute here. I am making a video. Do you want to say hi?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, a Roku?
No, that's a smoke shop later.
Oh.
Freebies. Can't give them away.
Oh, okay. Green electronic cigarette lighter. Ooh. Why does it bring arson to mind? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I know people that think it's funny to burn things. That includes personalities. Yeah, people get enjoyment. It makes them feel like they're in control of the situation if they can alter your um, your feelings and like throw a wrench in your emotions if they can get your emotions in some type of way or whatever. But if you're like just super independent and you've really never had anybody to fall back on or rely on like that, they have a hard time doing that to you because you've never had anybody that you could go running to, you know? So you learn to be self reliant. And then the friendships that you do make, if I can um, find people with that depth of understanding and loyal to a fault or to no fault, you know, that's what I'm all about. So when I get betrayed, I don't, some of these people that are not very strong minded might not even realize that they're tools being used against me like that. And what I see as a betrayal, they see as a part of their life in the way society is. Like, you go out in public, and how many people walk around smiling at everybody? I mean, do you encounter another face greeting you out there? It's pretty rare, isn't it? That in itself is a betrayal to me. It's a great disappointment in human beings. That I don't get over it. I've actually said things in public I don't like to, but if I smile at somebody and they growl at me, I'll say that's what I get for smiling at or whatever, and I've been known to voice my opinion no matter where I'm at. Well, if there's little kids around, I'm not going to do it, but although I did one time tell a little boy that his dad was a piece of shit in front of him, but I try not to do that. But the look on the little boy's face was like, I know, you know. So, but some people might think, well, that's uncalled for. Well, no, it wasn't, or I wouldn't have said it. There's types of things that, okay, it's super hot out. There's this freak walking down the street, and he's got a little baby in a stroller. The stroller is like black or dark blue or something. Here's this thing, man, I think, pushing this baby. He's got a hat on. He's got covering over him. And this little baby is sitting in this stroller with nothing, and they're walking down the road in like 100 and something degrees. And I yelled out the window, put a hat on that baby. I don't know if I swore. I probably did. Because when I get to that point, I'm upset when I see people doing and saying and, you know, like they don't think about anything but themselves, you know. Anyway, so I'm not one to overlook things and just let them go. I mean, okay, like with friendships and stuff, or I mean, like that. No, I don't overlook it and I don't let it go. Um, I don't seek revenge, but it does happen naturally. That's what people don't understand, because if you're dealing with people in relationships and there's a mutual respect there, these types of incidences don't happen because it's a mutual um, respect, you know, that that normal human beings don't cross that barrier because they wouldn't want to cause harm to another human being. That is normal. What we see out in the world today, that shit, that's not normal. When you go in the grocery store or wherever, do, does anybody hold the door for you anymore? Or say excuse me, or all these things are rare, you know? I don't care who it is. If somebody's coming up to the door when I am, I'm going to hold it for them. Why not? It takes 1 second to be a little better than you were the day before. One flippin' second to greet a human with equal um, humility and honoring another human being like that, male, female, little person, old person, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they have their hands full or they're just walking in. It's showing respect for other people, and it is rare. So I require it. So, like I've said, I may not be able to win somebody's heart, but I will make you respect me, even if it goes against everything you feel. You won't have a choice. And that's what it is to be worthy in the world. Talk about these like people in this Masonic affiliated groups and everything, and there's like an installation process that these women go through. These bitches, I fucking do hate these witches. I really do, and I have reason to. They're trying to keep my spirit bound here and the spirit of the Almighty bound here so they can use either a male or female energy that's very strong, and I do fucking hate them for what they're doing to everybody. It's not just me. It reflects on everybody. That's the thing about it. They go through this process like in increments like the Masons pretend to also, but these bitches aren't pretending. They think they're actually doing something and they are working for the dark force, whether they're praising Satan, Lucifer, Isis, whoever, whatever, or the Baphomet. They have different chapters of things they do, but they go into when they're like the big fat poobahs. Um, they call themselves worthy matrons. That's a slap in the face to the Great Mother. It really is. But people wouldn't realize that. That's like them. And that's these people that believe they are gods. Not God's children, but gods onto their selves, you know. So, and I know they didn't make me, you know. Not like that. They didn't create matter. They didn't create any kind of energy, any kind of, you can't. You can call yourself God, but you can't create. You're a co creator with that energy that you use that belongs to somebody else. That's all you are. It's a really minute thing in all reality, you know. So these people out there thinking they're all there's so many of them that believe they're like chosen ones. What does chosen one mean? That would mean that there isn't many. There's only one. Yeah. As far as salvation goes, if your spirit's bound here, um, how could you be saved? You can't do anything or go anywhere. What are you going to be saved from? You know, yourself. Yeah. That's about it. To be raptured would be able to meet somebody in the ether with an A. Yes, and I know I've spelt it with a. If I put a ether out there for people, they would have never watched my video. I have to go on the level of education that people aren't in order to reach people in certain areas of importance. So I'm not foolish at all. I'm not a good speller. Well, I'm better than most, but I'm just not as good as what I would want to be, you know. So, but we can't all do everything, right? So, yeah, I just want to, for people that might be feeling a little bit lonely on that betrayal thing that is too widespread in the world, and the coldness that most people exhibit, even if they are a little bit open and a little bit standoffish. It's like it's unnatural. It makes me ill. It really does. It's like if you were a clown, and I used to consider being one because of the Shriners. I'd go to the circus. We always got free tickets. I considered being a clown. I was on a stage one time being a clown, long time ago. But I had considered it as a living. But could you imagine being a clown and walking in a room and everybody started crying or yelling or being violent? That's what I feel like in the world. That's what my spirit feels like around most people. I feel like I'm the clown that everybody's crying and mad at and displaying betrayal and tricks and baiting. And I know I'm not alone, don't get me wrong, but that's what my spirit feels like, the way the world is for the most part. So when we meet those rare individuals that are um, conscientious of other people, you know, no matter what your reasoning, if your forethought is there, um, at least you have a purpose. Even Satan's got a purpose. You know, I'm not praising Satan, don't get me wrong, that'll never happen. I'll tell him happy birthday on Christmas. Happy birthday, Satan. You jerk. That's just not my style. That's what I'm rebelling against. That control. Sure, it gives you the decision of free will, but it's an unnecessary element unless you wanted to see how that was working with other human beings. You could have that understanding. That would only be on a need to know basis if somebody wanted to actually understand the reasoning behind that mindset, or the part of God that works within mankind, good or bad. If you wanted that understanding, that's how to understand that. I was going to say it really only needs to happen once. to one person to have that as a blueprint for everybody else. There's no reason for it to have to go on and on and on, because then everybody else can make their own determination from that information that they have access to. It's just like if you want to see or do something or plan something or project something into your future, um, it's there. It's an actuality that you can do for yourself or other people, you know. If your mind is strong, and it isn't us, that's God's energy that I take advantage of because it's offered to us in any form you want to gather that, you know. Ooh, should I try my new little lighter here? Maybe I should, huh? Maybe it needs a battery. Okay, it looks dangerous already. What? What the? I already don't like it. Maybe it has instructions, huh? Okay, just a sec. Oh, chargeable, windproof, portable. Oh, you do have to put something in here. Oh, no. What? Okay, forget it right now. Yeah, there is a... Okay, it's chargeable. Okay, later. Oh, my hair got stuck on my chair. Just a sec. All right. Vicks. Yes. All reliables. Windproof. Yeah, it's windproof. Mm. It's on the back of a motorcycle. Dude kept trying to drive faster so I couldn't light my cigarette, and I got it lit. I think it was about 70 on the back of a bike. That's pretty good if you can light a cigarette going that fast. Or really, even a little bit of air. But anyway, yeah. I had my own bike a long time ago, but and Doug had one. Well, we've had several when I met him. So anyway, I love bikes. Anyway, most of the time. I did have my Irish setter on my lap one time, and I had a street and trail, a Honda, and I had him across my lap, this like 90-pound dog, but I hit some sand, and we both went flying, and I had to go down a highway to get to these hills I was gonna go traveling, but after I did that, I had a hard time talking him to get back on that bike with me. He did. He didn't want to, and I don't blame him, but you know. But he didn't get on until we were away from them trails and back up on the tar. And I told him there's no sand. We're not gonna fall again, you know. And but yeah, he just looked at me and I talked him into it. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it hurt. I broke my side mirror, one of them. But anyway, not a big deal. They're like a couple dollars back then, pretty cheap. And my friend had a Triumph, an English bike that we used to. It had dirt track on it, wheels, so tires. So we'd start out like about first or second gear, but if you started out in second gear, then popped it into third as you're going about 25 miles an hour, you could catch air and ride a wheelie on one wheel for about, an eighth of a mile, going about 35 miles an hour by the time you got up on that back wheel. But you had to time it just right, or you'd probably kill yourself, you know. Kid showed me how to do it on his bike, and I had another friend who raced dirt bikes. I should say jumped them. Almost killed himself one time. Wrecked his bike. Mm. I knew he was going to do it too, and I told him before it happened. I said, this might not be a good day. I just knew, you know, and it wasn't. He wrecked his bike. He got hurt. you know, people don't always listen to me when I tell them things, but I do tell them. I try to be more thorough if I see things that can be avoided, Now, yeah, this is a long time ago. Well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I just wanted to talk about how I get over the sting, and then I just remember, I've been doing this for a long time. I do not chase people. I mean, I wanted with my kid kid's dad, I wanted it to be a family situation forever. But and he kept me believing that it might be okay someday, till one day it wasn't. you know. But that was my delusional self believing in a lesser spirit in a person. Um, I won't say that. Well, I was going to say misplaced love. Yeah, but it wasn't as deep as what I wanted it to be. So I don't settle for less than what I want in my life. And that goes with friends too. I just can't do it. So I'll take that sting and that burn and I'll eat it and I'll use it for fuel to work on my own dignity and never don't chase anybody. If you see them faltering before you time and again, you know who they are. It's up to you whether you're going to settle for less than what you deserve or if you believe you deserve less. But I know I don't. so I'm looking for quality, not, that's just the way it is. So I love you all. I appreciate you being here. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.